Wendy Branch's farm. Welcome back to day 3 of our DIY for the 12 days of Christmas. Today we are going to make a table centerpiece. So I lost my train of thought for a minute, but anyways, we're going to make a centerpiece for your table or coffee table or hutch in your kitchen or dining room, wherever you want to sit it. So that's what we're going to make. So what we're going to need for this project is we're going to need some clippers, some scissors. We are going to need some glue, some fake snow, some paddle wire. We're going to need a paintbrush, a small paintbrush, some kind of wire. Normally I would use chicken wire to make something like this, or a wreath, or something that's going into a pot or something like that to hold the stems. But oddly enough, on our farm we don't have any extra chicken wire, so we need some wire like this. But we did have a big roll of this stuff. It's a lot stiffer than the chicken wire is. And then we need our greenery. We need our greenery and some pretty red berries. We'll use these red berries. And then you want to pick whatever container that you want to put your centerpiece in. I have 3 different containers that I'm going to use. I want to make a big one for our dining room table. I have a glass sleigh that my mother gave me, I don't even know, years and years and years ago, when my babies were babies. So I want to make a small centerpiece for that to go in our living room. And I have a horrible splinter in my finger and it's driving me crazy. But anyway, and then I want to make a smaller one to sit on my desk inside my office in the house. So yeah, so let's get started doing this. Also, if you want to use them, you'll need pine cones. I do want to use pine cones in mine, so yeah, I do want to use pine cones in mine. So I'm going to paint them with some glue, the edges, paint them a little bit with some glue, and then put some fake snow on it, and it should look beautiful. But we're ready to get started. I'll show you the container that I'm going to use, and we'll go from there. I have some pine cones that I do want to use in this. They're really pretty. Oops. Have a few pine cones. My girlfriend lives about an hour and a half away from here, and she has pine trees on her property, and she gave me a ton of pine clippings and pine cones, and she even went out and helped me cut them. So I was very grateful for all of that, because for some reason on our farm we don't have one pine tree, if you can believe that. Being in Georgia, that's crazy. I mean, I suppose there's places where there are no pine trees, but there's no... I see some pine trees around us on other people's land, but there isn't any on our land at all. So I just asked her, would she mind if I went on her property and picked up some pine cones and some pine boughs. I think that's what they're called, a bough. Anyways, and she was more than happy to share with me, so I was grateful for that. We have cedar on this property, so I did clip some of that. But let's get busy with this project. Hopefully it'll be super fun and super beautiful. It is cold. I don't know about where y'all are, but it's cold here. Okay, let's do the big one first and get that out of the way. So, a while ago, a couple years ago, I guess, I went with a group of ladies and we made these boxes. Everybody got to make a box. It was a workshop that we went to in Lawrenceville, a town not too far from here. But this is the box that I'm going to use to make mine. The inside of the box is turquoise, but I don't care. It's going to be covered anyway, but I really, really like this box. So, you know, it's one of those places where they give you, you buy the box and then you get to sand it and choose the paint and choose what to do with it and paint the inside and all of that. Cost a pretty penny, but it was a good time. I was thankful to be invited to it. Okay, so let's get going on this. I'm going to put the wire inside the box because that way I'm going to bend it, like just bend it a little bit and make it a little bit curved like this. So we're going to make it curved like that and put it in this box. So we need to use our clippers so we can trim this up and get it down in there. It's raining here. It's been raining for so long. It's been raining for days and days and days. And our chickens are complaining because they do not like to be wet. And they're out there talking because they are sick of being wet. They have a coop to go into, but they love to be outside. And they're just complaining that it's just too rainy from wet for them. Okay, so here's what we have. The wire inside the box. And also on the bottom of this box, you'll see those felt feet on there. I would suggest if you use a wooden box to put some felt feet on the bottom of it because you don't want to scratch up your dining room table or your furniture or whatever. So that's down in there really good. So now what we're going to do is start adding our greenery. Let's cut off of this, let's cut off of this piece of pine here. I probably should be wearing gloves because the sap will be everywhere. But here we go. So I think that what I want to do is just stick that. Okay, so we need to clip him off. So now, oh yeah, there we go. And we'll save this because it can be stuck anywhere. So this is what you get. You just stick it in the little holes and that helps hold it. I've made these before and I've not had a problem with them turning brown or anything like that, like from not having water or whatever. So what I do is I after I get through with it, I'll spritz it good with some water and then take it in the house. And then, you know, if I see that it's starting to look sad, then I'll spray it again. So now we're going to go in with some cedar. I love doing these projects out here in the barn because I'm able to just clip and make a mess, and I don't have to worry about it. You know, there really isn't a floor in here, it's just dirt. So I don't have to worry that it's making a mess everywhere. It is pouring rain though. I mean, it is coming down. But yeah, I don't have to worry about making a mess if I do this out here. I did find when I was clipping the pine branches, I found a pine branch that had beautiful, beautiful, beautiful pine cones attached to it. So I'm excited to use that. Okay. See this? It's a beautiful pine branch, and it has a, I'm going to save that one because I might use that when I make the swag to go on my front door. That might look pretty good in there. So we're just going to keep doing this until it is all filled up. Until the whole thing is full. It's nice and full and fluffy and looks good. Looks nice and full with all the greenery in. So we are going to sit this aside and start working on our pine cones. Let me put it over here. Okay, so for the pine cones, I'm going to do all of them at once. I want a couple for my small box, but I do want to, I want a couple for my small box, but I don't want any for my sleigh. So you're just going to cut a length of wire. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 pine cones. So we're going to cut 6 lengths of wire. So those will be ready for us when we get through with this. I need to sharpen my clippers. They are as dull as can be. So, okay. We're going to take the wire and run it around the bottom of the pine cone and just run it through. We're just going to run it through the little, you know, the little, whatever those things are called. Pine thingies. Okay. So we have that, and then we're going to twist that on. And because of the little ridges and stuff, it just stays on there all by itself. So you don't have to worry about it. And we'll put the wire down like that. So that way we can stick it into our centerpiece. And I think that I'm going to use 3 for this one. So we'll do 3 of them. Just wrap it around. This just adding a little touch of wire helps it to stay in place, but you want it to be, the wire to be facing down. Okay. Now, I have some of the fake snow that I used in my Christmas tree inside for my decorations inside. And I have some glue, tacky glue. Cut the little tip off of it. It's been a minute since I've used that. So we'll make sure that this is opened up good so we can get to it. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue on, maybe. There we go. This draws clear. I wouldn't care if it didn't draw clear, honestly, because that way I could, even if it didn't draw clear, then it would just look like it's been snowed on. I would be fine with that. Okay, we have glue all over it. And now we're going to take this snow and just roll it in the snow. See, I'm just rolling it in my hand in the snow. Pat it on there. And there we go. There's our first pine cone. Isn't that cute? So we'll lay that right there and let it be drying while we work on the next one. These are really easy to make and they're fun. You can really decorate your house really pretty for basically nothing, because just go outside and, you know, use what you have. You don't have to go out and buy a bunch of stuff. Just save everything from year to year. So what I do is put my ribbon in just a big bag, and then every year I pull it out, and whatever I need to use, whatever color that I want or whatever, I just have a bag of ribbon waiting there for me to use it for gifts or for projects or making bows for the tree. Anything that I want to use it for. Okay, those are done. We're not going to waste this. We'll scoop it back up and put it back in the bag. Because who knows, there may be another project that we need to use that for. So let's put that back in the bag. And now we're going to bring our box back over, and we're going to add our pine cones, we're going to add the red berries, and we're going to add the bow. Let's add the berries first. I'm not a fan of this greenery that they put on the berries, so I'm trying to get that off. I don't want to use that. Okay. So we'll put some here. And we'll put some over here. And then this holly, I do like the holly leaves. Those are pretty. The holly I'm going to put right in the center of all of the greenery, and then do a little fuss with it and get it where you can see it. There we go. I think we need a couple pieces. Need a couple of pieces of greenery to add around, which is fine. Don't throw your stuff away. Just wait until you have everything where you think you want it before you put it away. Okay, so for this container, we're going to use a red bow. We'll use a red bow. I'll get that made. Let's check these and see if they're fine. These are fine. This is actually called a fake stem. So you just put it on there and it helps be able to stick these in places and not have to, you know, not have to worry about them just sitting down. They can actually attach to something. Okay. It didn't take that glue long to dry. I thought it was going to be a while. Put that in there. And they just stick in really easy. Another piece of greenery in to hold that up. There we go. And just play with it until you get it exactly the way you want it. Okay. Bring you over here so you can see. Okay. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to make our bow. So let me come over there and show you how to make the bow. You'll need a piece of wire for this. You'll need a piece of wire. Can you see it? And your length of ribbon. So what you want to do is take your ribbon and hold it in both hands. Push the ribbon up and make it look like, you know, the yellow ribbons and the breast cancer ribbons, how they look kind of like that. That's what we're shooting for. So what you'll do is take your ribbon, push it together, and cross it just like that. And this is what you have. Make this loop as big as you want your bow to be, and then push the top of it down. Grab it in the center. Grab that piece. Grab this piece, and then start pulling this out to make your bow as big as you want to make it. There we go. See that? And it has these long tails on it. If you don't want your bow to be that big, or with the long tails, just go ahead and make another loop. I don't want the long tails on this box because I just don't feel like that would look good. So just make another loop, hold it in the center, and then fuss with your bow until you get it exactly the way you want it. And it may get a little bit smushed when you put it on there, but at least you know going in what your bow is going to look like. And I'm fine with the size of that bow on my box. So now take your piece of wire and put it right in the center here, right in the center, and then you're gonna wrap it over that piece, come back around, wrap it again. I like to wrap mine 2 or 3 times because I just want to make sure that it doesn't fall apart. Just keep wrapping until you're sure that you have everything together, and then twist your wire. Twist your wire. And now you have your bow. So fuss with it a little, get it the way you want it. Get it the way you want it. That looks good. It's pretty. And then all you're going to do is use this extra tail. You'll notice that we put tails on the wire a lot. And the reason why is because that tail is what's going to go down inside this box and hold your bow in. So figure out which way looks the prettiest, and take your piece of wire and stick it down in your box. And then you'll have to fuss with your bow again to make that pretty. And there you have it. You can cut these and make them, you know, do that little dovetail that we did yesterday. Or you can leave it as is. And there you have your centerpiece. I did want to add some sticks. Let me grab some sticks because I wanted to put some sticks in there and make it look extra woodsy. So let's add some sticks. Any random sticks that you have around your property is fine. I just want this to look extra woodsy. So we'll stick that one right there. Trim this one in half so it looks a little long. Put that there. And honestly, all of this stuff, with the exception of what my friend gave me from her property, all of this came from the yard. It was stuff that I already had on hand from years past. You know, the ribbon is old. I don't even know. The ribbon's been used for so many things. But, yeah, just use what you have and use what you have and make some pretty things to go around your house. So this is our first box. And we're going to make a smaller one. And then we're going to make the little sleigh that my mom gave me when I was younger. And we are going to use this box to make our next wreath. Or not wreath. What are we making? Centerpiece. I can't keep my train of thought today for some reason. I'm not sure why. Anyway, that's beside the point. So we're going to do the same thing that we did in the other box, only on a smaller scale. So we'll put in our greenery. This box I only want to use pine. I love using pine. Just pine only. That makes me think of a funny story I'll tell y'all while I'm cutting this. One of our little grandsons, he don't hardly say it much anymore, but one of our little grandsons, when he would get upset or he'd get in trouble or whatever the case may be, you would ask him, you know, are you okay? And he would say, I'm pine. I'm pine. It was the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life, and he said it all the time. So every time, it's funny because every time that, like, when I'm talking to Mark or something like that, and I'll say, no, just don't worry about it. It's pine. So I thought that was the cutest little thing ever to hear him say that. But he's gotten a little bit older now, so he don't really say that much anymore. He's going to school now, and he talks pretty proper. So he's got his school going on, and he can say a lot of things. He's just cute as a button. But when he said this, working with this pine made me think about it, because that's what he would say all the time. I'm pine. I'm pine. And it was the cutest thing ever. Kids are funny. Okay. I'm just going to keep filling this up. I'm so thankful for these pine needles. I changed my mind. I'm going to use some of the Christmas tree branches to fill this in. I think that would look really pretty. So I'm going to use some of those. But if you go to your local nursery or Home Depot or anywhere like that that sells fresh cut Christmas trees, they'll usually give you the clippings for free. All you have to do is just call them up and ask them if they have some that they would like to get rid of, and you can drive up there and grab what you want and use it for this type of stuff. Use it to decorate. And it didn't cost you any money. All it cost you was the gas to go and pick it up. I might stick some of this in that other centerpiece that we just made. It smells so good. But I might stick some of it in that. We'll put a piece right in the center. Let's put this piece in the center. There we go. I think that's about full enough. Looks nice. Turn this around. There we go. I'll show you what looks like from this side. And if you have a piece that's not behaving and just won't do what you want it to do, just clip it off. Okay. There we go. How's that? Looks good. And I think I'm going to put my bow on this side because it's a little bit flat right here, so I think I'm going to put my bow right there. Okay. So these, I'm not going to put the snow on. I just want to lay these pine cones in. Don't really want to put snow on these. Okay. How do you like that? I think it looks good. Stick those down in there. Let's see. So now I think to get these in there good, because these are just sitting there, I'm going to use the ones that are on the branch, the pine cones that are on the branch. I'm going to use those instead because they will just stand right up there and I don't have to worry about them moving or adding wire. I can just stick them in and stick them in that, stick them in the piece of wire that we put down in the bottom. I can just stick them in there and they just stand right up. So we don't have to worry about wire or anything like that with these. Oh, that looks nice. There we go. Very woodsy looking. I like that. Okay. What should we add? Let's add some sticks. I have this thing with sticks right now. I'm not sure why, but I'm really liking sticks right now. I've been picking up sticks off our property because I want to make some. One of our daughters makes wreaths and she always has to buy the wreath forms, and so what I want to do for her is I want to be able to make those wreath forms for her, and I can do that with sticks that are laying around our property. So all I have to do is gather the sticks. That would be a good thing to do a video on because you can make your own wreath forms. They don't have to be grapevine. You can make your own wreath forms. And you know, it's just a matter of gathering long sticks, really long sticks, and then, you know, soaking them. You soak them really good, like maybe in the bathtub. Soak them overnight. They get nice and pliable, and then you just form them the way you want them. Start on one side and just form that all the way around, and you have your own wreath forms that you didn't have to pay for. Okay, so here's this, and we're going to put our bow on it. I think this time for our bow, let's use gold. We need a piece of wire. Here we go. Going to do the same thing again. Cross this over. Make it look like the yellow ribbons that you see hanging on trees or on people's property or whatever. Pinch this together at the top and push it down. Gather your center, push it all together, and then start pulling out the edges until you get your bow the size that you want it. I don't want it quite that big because it's going in this, on this small container. And then let's make a few more loops. At least 2. Let's make 2 more loops. There's 1. There's 2. Grab it all together. And then take your wire, put it in the center, wrap it around and around and around till you think you have it on there good and tight. Leave that tail hanging in the back. Fuss with your bow a minute so you know that you've got it the way you want it. And then twist it like a bread tie and stick it down in your box. Now you can fuss with your bow. Make that beautiful. We have a Christmas market coming up, and I'm making several of these to sell at the Christmas market. So this gives me my practice by making this video. I am gonna cut these off a little bit because they are, I'll show you. Okay, we have the bow on. We have our pine cones in. And the bow. The sticks. I'm going to take some pictures so you can see these really, really good outside. Okay, let's grab our final project. And that is this glass sleigh. I don't know where she got it, but my mom gave me this a long time ago when I was very young. I probably was in my early 20s, and I just turned 50 in November, so this must be at least 30 years old. So I want to make a really pretty centerpiece to go in this, so that I can set this on my I can set it on my desk inside, and I'll be able to look at it and just remember her too. I don't remember a whole lot about Christmas or when we were little or what happened at Christmas or any of that kind of stuff, but I remember that she gave me this, and it was full of the old ribbon candy. So, you know, just one of those things that you like to save. But I filled it up with our fake snow. And now, let me lay this right here so you'll be able to see better. There we go. So I filled it up with our fake snow. And I'm just going to start clipping some greenery to put inside. That one's just a little too long. Okay. I think I want to make it where it looks like it's laying in the sleigh. You know, we can't yeah, I like it like that. We're going to lay it where it looks like it's laying back in the sleigh. That looks good. Let's get some fresh pine to stick in a couple of places. I have a whole big box of this pine, and I'm going to, you'll see it again this week. I've got several fun things planned for this 12 days of Christmas that I hope that everybody will learn something from or have a good time trying to make or whatever. I think that will be really fun. Okay, I want to put some glue and snow on this. I wasn't going to put one of these in there, but I just love these pine cones so much, and I love the way they look with the snowy look on them. That doesn't happen in Georgia very often. Let me get out our bag of snow. I'm just going to roll it in my hand. There we go. And stick it right up in the front. Okay. Oh. Okay. And now we grab some berries. Add some red berries. So if you have a little container or something that you really like, any kind of container really would do. A mason jar would do. Anything you have that you like, you know, you could use to make these. Just keep adding to it until you figure out exactly how you want it to look. I think that looks really pretty. Okay. And for this bow, I'm going to use silver. So we're going to do the same thing. Make a little, let's see, maybe not. Yeah, why not? Let me turn on my glue gun so I can, I'll hot glue the bow to the, that's what I'll do. I'll hot glue the bow to the sleigh. So let me get my glue gun heated up. I changed my mind on this a little bit. So I decided to move the pine cone back some and add this little mason jar, this tiny mason jar with a little tiny candle inside the jar. And when I'm sitting in my office in the house working on my videos, editing my videos, I can have that lit right on my desk. So I do really like that. So let's see if this is hot. Not quite yet. It's still working on it. So we'll make our bow while we wait on that to get hot. So you just do the same thing again. We need a piece of wire. Push it down. Gather everything together. And for this, I'm going to stop right here because it's such a tiny, the sleigh is pretty small. So I want to make sure that the bow don't take away from how beautiful the sleigh is. So we'll wrap the wire around it. A couple of times. And then twist tie it like you would a loaf of bread. And this time I'm going to cut the wire off because we don't need that extra wire, because we're not going to stick it down in the, this one I'm not going to trim. Nah, I'm not going to trim this one. So there's our silver bow. Okay, got the wire all tucked in. Okay, the glue gun is hot. So what I'm going to do is I am going to glue this right to the front of the sleigh. And when Christmas is over, I can take this off. Let's hold it on there with something that won't burn my hand. There we go. Okay. I'm going to take these outside and make some pictures and take them in the house and put them where I want them to go, and then clean everything up and get ready for our DIY tomorrow. I hope you guys will join me for day 4 tomorrow of the 12 days of Christmas. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you for stopping by our channel for the 12 days of Christmas. I hope to see you back here tomorrow for another fun DIY.